All right, today this is section 3.7 in the Green Book. You're doing page 143, number 1 through 32 all. These questions are they go by very quickly, so this should not be too much of an issue. Obviously, you can't correct your even problems, so just correct your odds. Make sure, do a couple problems, check it, make sure you're doing right. Do a couple problems. I don't want you doing 30 problems wrong. That's a hard habit to break. So this is section 3.7, page 143, 1 through 32 all, and we are transforming formulas. Of course, it's not moving. All right, so a formula is an equation which defines a relationship of one variable to another or numbers. So let's start with one of our most famous formulas. Does anybody know what RT equals D formula is? RT equals D. Go, David.
Rate and time equals distance.
Yep, rate and time equals distance. It's that formula that your parents are doing and they don't even know they're doing it. Because you're sitting in the back seat on your way to Disneyland, they're like, how long until we get there? And they can actually give you a pretty good estimate. Well, they're doing the math in their head. They're using this formula, they don't realize it. So when you get the semicolon, what I want you to do is, that means solve for t. That means t is staying where it's at, and we're trying to get t alone. So what would I need to do to get t alone in RT equals D? Go, Bryce.
Divide both sides by R.
Dividing both sides by R, and t equals D over R. We're done. So you're going to have a lot of equations like this, or formulas that you will be transforming. Okay, questions there? Can I move on? All right. So now this is pretty similar. What does the semicolon mean again? So solve for what variable? A. Does anybody know what formula this is? Go, Eitan.
Actually, I don't know. So
Okay, it's a big one in science. Car accidents. Yep.
Force equals mass times acceleration.
Yes, it does. It's force equals mass times acceleration. Good. Okay, so we're doing force equals mass times acceleration, and we are, you guys do it. Go. Pause the recording. Well, what do? I want to know the process.
divide M from both sides.
We're dividing M on both sides, and
And get A equals to F over M.
right. I want to see you finish it and then flip it around. Now, notice up here, this is the language they use, okay? F is given in terms of M and A. We don't use numbers, we only use the variables. F is given in terms of M and A. That means like F is equal to, and this is the other side. Here, how would we say this? In similar language. What would we say, Max?
A is given in terms of F and A.
Yes. And when it's a capital F, it has to stay a capital F. And a lowercase variable has to stay a lowercase variable. Like, for instance, little b and big B. Little b stands for the bottom line of a triangle, the base line of a triangle, where big B stands for the base area of a three-dimensional figure. Like, it might be a circle. Does that make sense? All right, so now A is given in terms of F and M. All right, what do you think we would do first? A equals 1/2 base times height. What are we solving for, everybody? H. Okay, what would I do first? Okay, Matthew? Multiply both sides by 2. And then we have 2A equals, these are canceling out, and we're left with base times height. And what would I do next?
Divide
Right, leave the h alone. The only time I would move what I'm trying to solve for if it's in the denominator. And it's not, so leave it alone, don't touch it. So now I have h equals 2a over b. And then I flip it around, h equals 2a over b. H is now given in terms of a and b. Questions? Yes.
The H like represents some height,
Yep.
and the A is the area.
Uh-huh.
Is this a triangle?
It is. Triangle formula. Excellent. That's right. Okay, next one. You want to try this on your own? There's 3 things to get rid of. Okay, I'm going to pause the recording. Try it on your own. Rami, you want to do the start with this? Is that what your hand was up for?
I had a question about it, but I know.
Okay, what do you think? What was your
I
question?
multiplied it by 3.
Okay, you want to multiply by 3. What am I multiplying by 3?
Every term.
How do we say? What? Everybody say both sides. Okay? Multiplying this side by 3, and the whole thing, I need to see it. Put those in parentheses, the whole thing. And then I get 3v equals pi r squared h. Now what would you do?
I divided by pi r squared.
Beautiful. He's doing a twofer. We can get rid of pi and r squared at the same time. So then we have h, please finish it, equals 3v over pi r squared, then flip it around. H equals 3v over pi r squared. Yes.
Does it have to be flipped like that?
Yes. With this, it does.
Okay.
Okay? Yes.
It was like in that case, like why sometimes you just multiply like everything by 3 and then like
Well, there's no plus sign, so this is one term. You're thinking of when there's a plus sign that you're multiplying everything. That means that plus signs separate the terms. This is only one term, so you only multiply it once. Okay? So now h is given in terms of v and r. We only talk about the variables. Got it? All right. This is very similar to a problem like, well, what do you think we would do first? What do you think we'd do first? Annabella? Okay. Let me just show you something. What would you do here? 15 equals 3x plus 2. What would you do here? So we undo our addition and subtraction first. Same thing here. So what do? Subtracting the 32. And then we're multiplying both sides by 5 over 9. Now, cancel, cancel. Don't distribute the 5 9ths in. Don't take time to multiply 5 9ths times 32. That takes time out of your life. Leave it alone. Leave it like that. Get your variable alone and stop. Don't do the extra work. Because this is what my answer key is going to look like. And you're more likely to make a mistake when you multiply 5 9ths times 32. Do you understand? So just leave it like that. Flip it around. Can I move on? Thumbs up when you're done. In the book, it says, so the question is, we're basically just isolating the variable that we find, yes. And you flip it so that we read it from the left. In the book, they're going to say 4. 4r. Okay, what are we solving for here? Alan? R. Okay? This is very similar. I want you to pause it, and I want you to try and... It's very similar to that last one. Do you guys want to try this on your own, or you want to do it together? Try it on your own. Pause the recording. All right? Fatima. Okay? What are we doing here? What do you think we would start with? No, because we're really trying to get to this. We want to leave it alone. Right, subtracting p from both sides. Now what would I do, Fatima? Yep, we are dividing both sides by p and t. Now, whatever you do, don't try and simplify at this point, because you don't have the skills to simplify. Plus, this is what's going to be in my answer key. Okay? So just stop there. Don't try and cross-cancel anything. Get your variable alone. That's where you're going to make mistakes. You're going to try and simplify too much. Because you can't, remember, big T is different than little t. But even here, you can't do this. Don't do that, because what this really means is t over pt minus p over pt. So yes, we could, can you guys stop talking? We could by rights cancel here, but you can't really get rid of that whole p because it's part of this denominator.
Now it's going to be pt minus.
But try not to do that right now. Just stop. This is what's going to be in my answer column. So just go to that point. Don't try and simplify, okay? Oversimplifying is what gets kids the wrong answers. Okay. Next one. Ready? And you're going to write this one. This one's a little bit different. This time we're getting the big P alone. So, anybody think they have any idea? David. Oh, I meant the other David. Sorry, go on.
Can't you just divide PRT from both sides?
No. Well, I guess you could, but you're really dividing all terms by PRT. Alana.
Do they want both P's?
Yeah. Ayla?
Divide by RT?
Nope. Matthew? Okay. You learn this at the end of the year. Carter?
Maybe you subtract from both sides?
Nope. Okay, you learn this at the end of the year. It's the reverse of the distributed property. Okay? The reverse of the distributed property is factoring. What common factor do those two terms have? P. Yes. So we can divide a P out, and then what's left here? When you divide P by P, what's left? 1. And when you divide this by P, what's left? RT equals that big T. It's not over. We're not dividing it. We're factoring it out. I just factored it to the left. I divided this by P and this by P in here. If I distribute it back in, don't I end up with the same thing? So it's the reverse. Factoring is the reverse of the distributed property. Okay? Because when I'm really factoring, I'm dividing by P. So P divided by P is 1. Right? Any number divided by itself. When I divide here, I'm left with the RT. But I can't make it disappear. It's got to be here. 1 plus RT doesn't equal that formula. Right? But this entire thing is equivalent. This is equivalent to this. Does that make sense, Rami?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now what would I do? How about keep going, David? The other back, David.
Now when you divide both sides by 1 plus RT?
Yep, we're dividing by 1 plus RT. Divide by 1 plus RT. Now it cancels. And we have T over 1 plus RT equals P. Or P equals T over 1 plus RT. By the way, do you know what this formula is? T, P, PRT. Go. Not tax, but
I don't remember what it's called.
okay. Yes.
Inflation.
Close. Yes.
Is it like a percentage?
Nope. It's principal, rate, and time. It's interest. So it's your total balance is equal to the principal. That's the money you borrow plus the interest. So how much do I owe is the total is equal to the principal plus principal, rate, and time. That equals interest. Principal plus interest equals the total balance. Or if you invest, the amount I invest plus the interest is what I get back, the total. Yes.
Can we just skip the t over the 1 plus our t equals p and just do the reverse way of it?
No, I want you to finish it up. Sorry, picky. All right. I get messages from high school teachers saying that my kids have excellent algebraic skills because I force them to tell the story from start to finish. Okay? Complete it because there's so many errors when they just start swapping things around. Okay. Try the next one. Similar thing. You guys do it. Pause the recording. To Ayla. Factor an x out. And then what's left, Ayla? Good. Equals A. Now what can I get rid of? What am I getting rid of, Ayla? Now what do I do next?
Divide both sides by b plus c.
Good. And now we have A over B plus C equals X. X equals A over B plus C. Are these going quick enough for you?
Yeah.
Okay. It shouldn't take you more than 15 minutes, the homework tonight. It's usually pretty quick. Matthew.
On the test, when we write it out, instead of like writing the first way and switching it around, we just write it the right way.
No, that's what he just asked. Oh, switch it around right from the get-go?
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Oh, right away from the get-go? Well, you're going to have to switch regardless. No. No, I prefer it this way. Sorry. I'm a little bit slow. It's me who's going to be like, wait. Okay. All right. So now this is the only situation that I move what I'm solving for. Okay, I'm going to move what I'm solving for. So when I have A equals 1 over X plus Y, right? That's in a parenthesis. To solve for it is to get it out of there. Write this down. Okay? So to get it out, first of all, to get it out, I'm going to multiply both sides by X plus Y. I should go like this. X. You with me? Now what happens is the whole thing cancels. It's out of there. I have X plus Y times little a equals 1. Now what do you want to get rid of? Peel it like an onion, outside layer first. Rami?
Minus A.
No. It's not minus because the operation right here is multiplication. So what am I doing? Divide by A, and I get X plus Y. I don't need the parentheses anymore. Equals 1 over A. Now what? Cameron? Subtract the Y. And we end up with X equals 1 over A minus Y. I don't know if that's how the book did it, but that's okay. You can do it that way. Yes.
I remember we had this one on homework.
Okay. You had it in Cacciatore's?
The summer homework.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, now look at how they're doing it. They're doing it slightly different, and I would accept both ways. If I distribute in, I get AX plus AY, and then what did we solve for X? I subtract the AY, and then divide by a. So I would accept both.
Your way is faster.
Or my way just simplified it. It actually just reduced it. So both is okay. Get your variable alone and then stop. Yes.
So I'm not.
So wait, let me compare my way. Okay, so I did this. I was here. Let's do it in red or blue. I did a times x plus y equals 1. So then I divided by a, x plus y equals 1 over a, subtract y, x equals 1 over a minus y. Now, on this one, x equals 1 minus ay over a. This is the same thing. This is just simplified. Okay, because what this really means over here on the left, it means 1 over a minus ay over a. That can be cross-canceled. So do you see how it ends up being the same? Try not to do the simplifying in the end. Whatever method you take, I'm happy with. Get to the x alone. Got it? Did that make sense, Carter? Okay. Oh, was that my last one? That was the last one. And that's it. We are out. I think. Let's double check. Yep, that's it. We're out.